What's up, fuckers? We're on to number 3 of the Rican Rant, and I want to kind of go over something that I've kind of toiled with a little bit, had it in the back of my head, some concepts that I've kind of played with a little bit, and something I continually do a little research on, read psychology papers on, and just my overall observation in life and across the board of where my personal life and experiences have taken me. And I deal with strangers on a daily basis. I deal with many different types of people on a daily basis. And it's all types of people across the spectrum of society, from low middle income, middle income, high 1% earners. We have celebrities that I deal with. We have famous people that I deal with, people who are high end of financing, just people all from all spectrums of life. And I've really come to notice as time has gone on, as I continue to age, that there are types of humans. And this isn't a race, sex, gender thing. There are classes, and not talking financial classes, not social classes. If you're a gamer, you'll know in certain RPGs you get to pick your class. You're the warrior, you're the healer, you're the magician, whatever it may be. And those are the traits that you have throughout the game as you play it. And I've come to notice that there are classes of humans. There are your, what I like to call the sentinel class. There are the nurturing types. There are the healer types. There are the selfish type. And there are the even rarer types of the trailblazers, for lack of a better term for them. These are the people who set courses and really change human history. Elon Musk, for instance, will use that. Edison will go there. Churchill. You know, we have a lot of humans that we can take throughout the history, recorded history, and kind of go, these people changed the course of society, changed the course of human nature. But I find those to be more of the rare gems that we find. And there is a more consistent basis on the other classes of your sentinel class, your nurturing class, your giving, or your givers. And the reason I've kind of fallen into that, I keep finding throughout my life the same kind of person with different colorings, flavoring, and styling. But at the core of them, there's still a certain piece of them that is the same and has this like grounded foundation no matter where they are raised, how they are raised, or the culture they're raised in. So, for instance, for me, I feel that I am part of the Sentinel class. And my best friend, I feel, is also part of that class. Reason being, I am one who believes in protecting people. I'm one who believes in sacrificing himself for those you love. I'm one who will continue to give and give and give until I have nothing left, and still kind of try to keep pushing forward. And I will put myself to the back burner, and my self-interest to the back burner, my well-being, emotionally, physically, mentally, to the back burner, as long as I am defending and protecting those that I care about. And you know, and what bringing this on really is, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and they said, I don't understand how you keep just giving, knowing I got my own stuff going on in my life, and I just keep going. I keep just, how are you doing? What are we doing? How are we going to make this better? What's the plan? Like, what do we need to do to get this done? And it just really, it started this thought process that I've honestly had many times, and many times I've kind of just cycled on this avenue where I keep seeing the same type of person. And, you know, you have your nurturers, typically females, typically mothers. You know, I do know some men who are very nurturing, who are give everything they have to just nurture someone's ability and nurture that person's potential. And, you know, you have many mothers and many women across the board, you know, granted it may be because they're females, but that give all of themselves to take care of their children, give all of themselves to take care of their family, give all of themselves to take care of their husbands or their boyfriends or whatever it may be. And you also have a class of people who are more of the isolationist type, who kind of want to completely remove themselves from society and go into their own avenues and just kind of keep to themselves and just not go with the rest of the crowd. And I find those types of people will be there when shit hits the fan if need be, but tend to avoid and hide from the rest of the world. And to me, it's just very interesting that, like, as we go through society, as we go through life, you keep seeing the same thing, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. And I wonder why. That's really the thing that I can't seem to figure out is the why. Why do we have these classes of people? Why do we have these types of people? Why do you keep seeing the same personality types across the board when, genetically speaking, we're all completely different? We're all a fucking roll of the dice. You get certain genes from your mother, certain genes from your father, and that continues to go throughout the generations that created you. And as you go, the DNA is a different variation. Look at siblings. Siblings are completely genetically different, opposed to twins that are from the same egg, but like me and my brother, same parents, completely different. Different builds, different sizes, different personalities, different traits, different characteristics. Think about you and your own siblings. Nothing alike sometimes. Sometimes you are carbon copies of each other, even though you may look completely different. You may have this exact same personality, or you guys could look exactly alike and have such varying personalities and differences between you. But even with that being said, even with seeing the genetic factors that change everything, I am seeing in my experiences that I'm still seeing the same type of person over and over again. And it really made me wonder why. Is this part of human evolution? Are there pieces of our cultures and pieces of our evolutionary aspects where our DNA is moving towards a certain thing or a certain end game, and there's people in it that have a job, that have guidelines that they're supposed to help maintain? And whether you are religious, not religious, you can call it the will of God's will. You can call it the, genetic predispositions. Maybe there's an end game, whatever it may be, whatever your belief system may be. Why do we keep seeing the same type of variations? Like, me personally, because that's the best place I can pull information from. As an example, I hate bullies. I hate people who are truly belittling of others, truly discouraging of others, people who will put their own needs before those around them just for the intention to better themselves in some sort of, say, financial aspect, some material aspect. And I can't stand them. They leave such a distaste in my mouth, and to the point where I cannot control myself at some points of saying something or putting myself in the line of fire to stop the bullshit, because I am one who is not afraid of conflict. I am one who's not afraid to have the fight. I'm one who's not afraid to tell you what I think, and I don't tend to care if it hurts your feelings or not. If you're an obstacle, if you're someone who's in my way, if I feel you are being wrong towards other people, and it's like a switch goes off in me. And it's almost to the point where I just cannot control it. And I put myself in situations that I probably realistically shouldn't be in. And I find it interesting because my father's a police officer, or a retired police officer. My grandfather from my mother's side was more of the nurturer, caregiver, and he sacrificed himself for his family. My grandmothers, both nurturers, and it's just interesting that, like, my personality took such a particular aspect that maybe it's because it was an example of what I grew up seeing, but like I was never on the job with my father. It's not like I saw him doing these things. It's not like I saw him out there enforcing the law or doing his job. But I also don't think it's weird that one of my best friends, who to me is one of my brothers. I have two brothers. One is genetic and one is not, and they're my family. And I surround myself with people who I know are either going to be there to help nurture the family or protect the family. And it's just interesting to me. It's You can call it down to a psychological study of preservation, maybe, because a lot of things that I've seen have also said that. But the human mind is so interestingly complex and tweaked by the slightest things that we don't even realize. And I really am wondering if the clay molding that we're all poured into when we're made, there just might be your class structure. You're going to fight people. You're going to hate bullies. You're going to do everything you can to take care of people. You are going to do everything you can to spread technology. You're going to do everything you can to spread culture and information. You're going to be an introvert, but you're going to be a genius. Like, it's fucking hilarious to me the way the universe works. And, the God's will bringing us to the people that are in our lives, to bringing us to the things that we experience. And I have a little bit of, for lack of a better word, a saying. Each one of us is but a pixel in the canvas of life. Each one of us, our life impacts those around us. Our life, our actions, our decisions, our motives and motivations all affect everything around us, either for an instance or for a lifetime. But what echo does that leave on everything that your presence touches? And if you're able to pull yourself back and look at the canvas of human existence, you are but a pixel in the color on the grand tapestry that we are, to the grand plan that is being laid before us. And I think that every pixel, just like any color on a brush, your structure and your foundation, your base starts from something. You're not going to get a yellow out of a black. You're not going to get a green out of a red. Poor example, but I'm just trying to articulate what I'm trying to say. And the beauty of it is, maybe I am the Sentinel class and I'm here to protect somebody, and maybe I'm here to kick somebody in the ass. Maybe that one person who I help protect or push towards a better goal or a better place in their life, because of that moment, will influence the history down the road, will influence someone else who's more important. And it is the echoes of our activities, it is the echoes of the things we do, much like the butterfly effect almost, where it flaps its wings and a hurricane is created somewhere else in the world. So maybe the things we do, and because of the class structure we are, and because of the way we carry ourselves innately and how we are designed to be, maybe those things are there in place to help structure what life is supposed to become, what the universe is supposed to drive us towards, what God's will wants us to do at the end of the day, leaving all of the actions that we have made behind. And many of those actions will be forgotten by those who in human history, but they may echo through history to the ones that are special enough to change the course of human history. And maybe it's bullshit. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass and I'm justifying the way my fucking personality is. And maybe everybody just needs fucking therapy. But the beauty of human existence is we find meaning in things that many would say are meaningless. We find meaning in the infinite time that the universe is, but the finite of our existence and what it's able to do over the grand scheme. And maybe my actions, maybe my personality type is here to rid family curses for the generations following forward. Maybe my actions are here to protect one individual that I may not even have any real fucking connection to, any real relationship to, that one day will have a better life or able to help someone more. And it's just, it may be giving meaning to the meaningless. It may be giving credit to those things that don't deserve credit. But I think if we're all able to embrace the foundation that we are, to the foundations that our personality types are built upon, I think in that aspect we are able to find our own meaning and our own justifications on why we are the way we are and why we carry ourselves the way we carry ourselves. Because people can go with the dark thought of this is all meaningless. I don't think something this beautiful, the existence of humans, the existence of a life, the inability to repeat the very thing that you live and are experiencing, I don't think that is something that beautiful and that finite is created by accident repeatedly. Yet tends to, as an overarching species and theme, keep driving towards one particular goal. And right now we only see it as the advancement and betterment of men, mankind, whatever you want, humans. But I think that's silly to think that there's no end game and there's no goal to it. And just like I was saying about the painting on a canvas, each of our colors are set in a palette. And maybe again, and I'm repeating myself, just that's where we're kind of why we're here. We need a bunch of people to keep the inmates in line. There are some of us here who need to be dreamers and think of things that someone with a stiff personality couldn't imagine. There are people here who need to be daydreaming and imagining and creative, and that helps drive human society forward. And there are those who, and this is something I've also kind of left out of this part, but there are some of those people who are just fucking scum. And sometimes the scum needs to be stopped. And our society, our species, our collective community needs those who are willing to stand on the gates and the wall when the fucking horde is coming, protecting those who cannot protect themselves. But maybe I'm just fucking out of my mind. All right, fuckers. Thank you for listening. If you like it, please share. Please subscribe to Spotify. I'm starting to load this up on YouTube. Please follow me there, subscribe, and I will catch you later. Thanks.